It's Myra Capri, and I am finally doing it, y'all. I am finally starting my own show. It's called LightWork, and it's been something that has been on my heart for quite some time. I would say I had this vision years ago. I may have not known the name, but I knew that I was called to speak and share my voice and share wisdom and visions and things that I feel have been given to me to share. I don't proclaim to be an all-knowing, all-wise woman, but I know a few things. And I also feel like I have a heart to share. I have a voice to speak and a gift. And honestly, 5 years ago, I probably wouldn't have even been comfortable saying that I have a gift to share my voice. So we're already growing. Look at me. I'm able to say that. And I'm able to record this first intro episode of a show that I am calling Lightwork. It's called Lightwork for a couple of reasons, and I'm going to share that with you. But first, let me just say that if you are feeling called to do something, don't hesitate. You're probably feeling called because it is a desire that was placed in your heart, probably even before birth, that is yours to fulfill. I feel like I've been so good at being a co host. I have co hosted a whole bunch of things. I would say I'm a co pilot, right? Because it was easier for me to join with someone else and take the back seat or the passenger seat even and not sit in the driver's seat and lead like I knew I was being called to do for the thing that I'm being called to do. Sometimes it is okay to support others in their vision, but not at the sake or expense of your vision. So, yes, you can do that for a little while, but when your vision is waiting on the driver, the car is getting cold, the battery done died because you ain't driving your car and leading your vision, then it's a problem. So here I am. I'm leading my vision. And a friend once told me that the highest frequency is authenticity or alignment, right? And so when you think about that, it means that something is in alignment with itself. It is the highest frequency because it's in tune with itself. So it's reverberating, if that's the right word, at the highest level. So when you are in alignment with your calling, when you are in alignment with what you know in your heart you've been gifted to do, no matter what everybody else is doing, you are operating at the highest frequency. When you're operating at the highest frequency, you become magnetic. Things just start coming to you. You don't have to ask for it. Resources become available. I'm telling you, I'm seeing it firsthand. I put this out here about light work to a few people, and I already have everything I need. I asked my master creator to send me my helpers, and they just started appearing because I spoke it, I believed it. And that's the other thing. The alignment has to be your actions are in alignment with what you believe. So if you're saying things and you're not really believing it, it's not in alignment. So that high frequency comes when you actually believe what you say. I could go on and on. Let me tell you about light work. I'm probably telling you about light work by all the things I'm saying because these are all elements of light work. So there are three types of light. The first type of light is illumination. We're going to drop some wisdom, y'all. We're going to make things clear. Illumination makes things clear. So I'm going to have guests on the show that are going to talk in their area of expertise. They're going to share wisdom. They're going to illuminate things for us. They are going to drop knowledge. We're going to learn. Okay. So that first light is about learning. It's about illumination. And I would argue that during times like these when things can seem a little bit more unclear, right? We've got a lot of untruth out there. We've got a lot of people sharing things that aren't truth and wisdom and aren't wise. It's a time now for those that do have light and illumination that can provide clarity to speak up. This is not the time to be quiet. This is not the time to be quiet. Another reason why I know I have to do this now. Light work has to happen now. The calling has been there. You know, when God gives you something and it starts off as a whisper, and then it's like a slight nudge, and then he pushes you into it. And I was at that point between the nudge and the push, and I didn't want to be pushed because it hurts sometimes. So that nudge, it was a strong nudge. And here we are. And I know the time is now for those that are voices of truth that have light to illuminate to speak up. And if I'm talking to you, speak up. Okay, so that's the light. We're going to have conversations. We're going to have people that are going to come in here. And sometimes it might just be me going solo and sharing information with you. But I've already recorded one episode. It's going to be amazing. These are change makers, these are healers, coaches, therapists, authors. These folks are bad, okay? And I typically work with women, but it is an audience of women and men that I'm going to be sharing light work with. I would say that my target audience really are people that are ready to make changes, change agents, people that are ready to do things differently because they know the way the world is operating now is not sustainable. So if you identify with that, you're my people. Let's go. The second type of light is levity. I love to laugh, y'all. And again, during these hard times, which I probably will reference a lot because it's heavy, right? And we're doing light work. So we want to address the things that are heavy so that they can become lighter. And levity is joy, it's play, it's laughter. It means to be free from worry. It means that we are going to embrace laughter. We are going to embrace play. Sometimes we feel guilty during hard times when we are joyful, right? Like, how dare I have joy when other people are suffering in the world? And I get that. I can understand that. But what if your joy is contagious? What if your joy is what someone else needs to lift them up? What if your laughter and your ability to find some levity in things that are hard and tough helps get someone else out of their rut? I think that is a gift. I think laughter, joy, play, excitement is a gift, and it's sacred too. I understand that some people are called to do other things to fight darkness in this world. Go do that as well. But I know one of my gifts is joy. I love to laugh. And I think that joy and spreading joy is a part of my calling. So we're going to do that. Okay. So it's going to be some levity. It's going to be some joy. It's going to be some play. And it's therapy for your soul. You know, they say joy is resistance too, right? So where your joy at? Bring it. Wear it. Bring it to this show. I hope you're open and ready to laugh. And then the third type of light is to be lightweight. So I always say that I am a well-being in leadership coach, IN, because the well-being is at the forefront of leadership. So I'm going to put well-being at the forefront of all I do and talk about. I want you all to lead well in your lives, personal and professional. I want you to feel well because it impacts how you show up in every aspect of your life. We know that how you are anywhere is how you are everywhere. So, what about that well being? What are you holding on to that you need to release? So, this light, the lightweight, is about shedding, it is about releasing, it is about letting things go. So, we're going to talk about the well being. We're going to talk about how can you be mindful. We're going to talk about the exercises and practices that help you feel light. I love to journal. I love nature. I've been going outside a lot more. That's been coming up a lot for me. So walking outside, riding my bike, jogging. I don't be jogging for real. I do a fast walk though. It's brisk. I don't be running. It's a brisk walk. Let me be real clear. I ride my bike, like I do yoga. So, all the things, right? These are the exercises and practices that help me feel light. I'm sure you've got some too. Share them with me. We're going to talk about all of that stuff. How can we feel more light? Because I feel that when we are light, we can go into these environments that are dark and heavy, and we can give people and offer people another way to see the light, another way to see the world, right? So we're gonna be light. We ain't gonna be in here heavy because I don't think most of the stuff we're carrying in life is ours to carry anyway. I think we're carrying too much. So what can you release? We'll talk about it. It'll come up in all the conversations. So with those three things, you've got your illumination, your levity, and lightweight. You'll be lightweight. Each episode should have you feeling clarity, should have you feeling joy, and should have you feeling some peace. And then I always end with two questions that I'll ask my guests, and I'll even answer those questions now because I guess I'm the first guest, right? Something like that. I always ask, what lights you up and how are you lighting up the world? And I offer that to you too. What lights you up and how are you lighting up the world? For me, this right here lights me up. I always tell people that I get to do this work. So I am a well-being in leadership coach. I'm also an MC, a host. I host a podcast. I do other things. I create and build community. But all of the work that I have been called to do, that I get to do, lights me up. And I hope that's the truth for you too. I hope that what you do and spend your time doing brings you joy. If it isn't, maybe it's something you revisit because there is a lie that people been sharing out there that work has to be hard. Like you got to go do this 9 to 5 job and it's supposed to be torture and you look forward to retirement. Let me tell you something about retirement. Let me just tell you something about the word retire. Okay. I watched this documentary on Netflix called Blue Zone, and it was talking about people that live to 100 and all the areas where they live to 100. And there's quite a few. One was in Japan, and they talked about this word retire that we have and use in the US, and we look forward to it. For those that are watching internationally, because I'm claiming it, I'm gonna have some international viewers. My international folks, you're probably like, y'all sit around and in the US, y'all sit around and wait to retire. Like you work real, real hard to wait for your joy that comes from retirement. That word doesn't even exist in the Japanese language. They have another word though. It's called ikigai, and it means purpose. And purpose is one of the few words that's translated in every single language. Every single language has the word purpose. It translates. The word retire does not. Do you understand why? Because we all have purpose and we're not living to go retire, right? They don't have the word retire because you don't retire from purpose. You're just living your purpose all the time. And maybe you have a job that reflects your purpose so you don't have to retire from it. Does that make sense? It makes sense to me. I don't want to retire from this work that I'm doing because it's my purpose. And I get to live joyfully all the time. I don't have to wait for a vacation, although I love those too. But I'm not waiting for it, right? Anyway, I got off on a tangent. That is not what I had planned to say, but maybe somebody needed to hear it. Why are you waiting to retire? Live purposefully right now. And as I said, that is a part of what lights me up, helping people step into their light. I want to help you step into your light because I found the light. Matter of fact, I got a real bright one shining on me right now. I have found it. My light comes from my faith in God. My light comes from community. My light comes from joy and laughter and being in nature and eating good food and travel, like all of these things that bring me joy and living on purpose. And so, if I can help anybody step into their light and live joyfully, I am so grateful. I get to do this work, y'all. I love it. I love it. I love that you're here. Thank you for being here. I want you to ask yourself that question too. What lights you up, and how are you lighting up the world? If you can answer those two questions clearly, I would argue that you found purpose. Yeah? Okay. Answer those two questions. And I hope you join me on future episodes of LightWork. I'm doing it, y'all. I'm here now. I'm recording this episode. I like had if y'all knew how long it took me to hit the record button on this thing here, like I was hesitating so long. I was gonna start this early this morning. We're now into the afternoon. And I just been sitting here like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. I want to get it right. And I'm not gonna get it perfect. I said a whole bunch of things that I had not planned to say. And here we are. It's all on purpose. It is all on purpose. And the work is light. So, this is Light Work with Myra Capri, where we learn, where we laugh, and where we let go. Thanks for joining. I hope you like, subscribe, post, comment, answer the question that I asked, and tell a friend. Share this with others. Tell all your friends, actually. Tell all your friends. Be well.